Hi there, it's Cherie from Cherie's Crafty Girls. Thank you for joining me today. Today my project is this lovely box which contains some gift cards and some gift tags. Now I cased this from Jan B. That is where I see this video. But apparently a lady got in contact with me once I posted this, and she said the actual lady that did this at the start on a retreat was Kim Fee. So thank you both, Jan B, for putting the video on YouTube, which is where I found it, and thank you Kim Fee for doing it on the retreat so that we can all share in this beautiful, beautiful box with some cards and some tags. Now I've gone ahead and done a lot of this decor to start off with because it is a little bit time consuming, and what I've done is using the Santa's sleigh, and it's a bundle, it's a stamp set and the Thinlit set. I have gone ahead and with the red glimmer paper I have cut out the sleigh, and for the back, no that's wrong, the sleigh I cut out in Daffodil Delight, and in this one I did the white and I coloured the yellow. But we have some gorgeous foils, gold foil paper, that would look beautiful as well. And in the red glimmer paper I did the body of the sleigh here. I've done in emerald green, I did the wreath. First of all I stamped it and then we cut it out with the round and the little bit in the middle, and I used this beautiful little rosette down here in Cherry Cobbler and I coloured it in with Blushing Bride, and again you've got this stamp to cut that out as well. I've gone ahead and stamped and done the reindeers on my, this is all done on the Big Shot, so I've done two reindeers. Let's pop that there, a little teddy bear, a stocking, and these have all been then coloured in, and then I fussy cut the presents, because you've got the presents but they're just squares, so you don't have a Thinlit to cut them out. I just fussy cut them, and that was those. But this is an absolutely fantastic set. You can do cards, you can do all sorts. So that was the top piece. I've also used these beautiful mini jingle bells. Look at that. That is lovely, and I've used those for the reindeer's rein. And for the actual rein itself, I used the gold in the Baker's Twine Trio pack, and you've got Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green and the gold, and I think that's super to just finish it off. So that is the top of the box decor done. So for the box itself you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 11.5 inches by 9.5. For the insert you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 9 3/4 by 4 1/8. For the top of the box you are going to need a piece of Whisper White, or whatever colour you like really, and that measures 7 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then you're going to top that with a tiny piece of Designer Series paper. I think I could trim that down just a fraction more, but that's 7 1/4 by 4 inches, but I'm just going to trim that down just a tiny bit more because I think that's over 4 inches. It is over 4 inches, so we'll just trim that down to the 4, and as you can see that will leave you just a nice tiny little border. And then for the inserts on the box itself, for the base, you're going to need one piece that measures 4 1/8 by 4 inches, and the other one's 4 inches by 3 inches. So to make the box first, you're going to need your scoring board, long side at the top, and we're going to score at 1 inch, whoops, 1 inch, 5 1/4, 6 1/4 and 10 1/2. Turn that around and then you're going to score at 1 inch and 8 1/2 inches. That's the box. And then for your insert, alongside at the top, we are going to score at 4 1/4, 5 1/4 and 6 1/4. Excuse me. And that's all the scoring that we need to do. Excuse me. But with the insert, you're going to fold either one of the outside score lines, it doesn't matter which, you're going to fold that in, and then you're going to fold the middle one out, or out and in, whichever way you want it, and then you fold the last one over. So you have that shape, an M or a W, because what you're going to do is you're going to glue these two pieces, and that's going to sit like that in your box. So we're going to use some Tombow. I'm just going to stick that now so it's got time to really set while we make the box. So put some Tombow in there and bring that over and make sure that's beautifully secure. Pop that to one side while we make the box, and fold and burnish your score lines. This is emerald green. No, this is garden green, which I think goes really, really nice. Although on the paper, excuse me again, it's actually cherry cobbler, mint macaron, and emerald envy. But I've used garden green because I think that's in keeping with the old-fashioned centre. Right, so taking the side that has the narrow edge, we're going to trim and notch your square up to the first line in your middle square, and just notch a tiny bit out, and again on the last one come up the score line, tiny notch, and a notch on the end. Repeat on the opposite side. So trim the edge just a little bit, up the score line, and notch into the centre square, so up the two score lines, and notch that little bit out, just so it makes a nice neat closure. And the last box, square, not box, square, and notch. Then choose whichever end you want to be your lid of your box, and I'm just going to use a 3/4 inch circle punch and try and centralise it, and just put a little thumb notch in there. And then taking your silicone mat, we'll do the base of the box so you don't get confused. Just use some adhesive of your choice. Now it can be snail, Tombow or sticky strip, it's entirely up to you. I'm using snail, and to make the base of your box. So you just join up your corners, making it nice and neat. Nice neat corners, like so. And then do the same with your lid. Just pop some adhesive on your corner squares, and bring those in and make a nice neat edge. Like so. That one doesn't want to play. And there's your box. So that's the first piece done. So pop that to one side for a second. Then you're bringing in your insert and your two pieces of DSP that's going to fit nicely in there, just to make it look pretty. So using some adhesive, again you can use Tombow, you could use Snell for this because it's only an insert, and just pop that inside to leave a tiny wee border, and the same this side. And this DSP is from Presents and Pinecone, and you pop that in that side like that, and that's the insert. But what I would do with the insert is when we're putting it in the box, I would use Tombow, so it gives you just a little bit of manoeuvrability. So taking your Tombow, just pop all around the edge and across the middle, and the same here, all around the edge and in the middle, because this is just really to hold your cards in place and your tags. Now you can have it whichever way you want. That one I did the other way, so we'll just pop that in there, and there is your space for your cards and your tags. Your tags go there and your cards go there, and I'll show you how to do the card and tag in a second. So with the top, you're simply going to put your sticky strip or your Tombow or whatever adhesive you're using around your DSP, and you're going to pop that on top of your white, leaving just a tiny little border like so. And you're going to pop that on top again, using whichever adhesive you would like. Oops, that's better. And we're going to pop that on top of our box, leaving a small little border around the edge. And then we're going to come in with all our extra little pieces. Now some of this is quite fiddly because you need maybe some little reindeer reins. I've pre-threaded the jingle bells, and what I do is I wrap it around reindeer's neck. I think I need a little bit more because I need to then put the bells at the front, and I need to wrap. I need a little bit more. Oops, they're all bunched up and I can't move them. Can't pick the ribbon up. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, pop them there. That's better. Let's wrap the first bit around the reindeer's neck. I don't know if I have to give that more ribbon or not now. Let's do it like that. I'm making this look very difficult, but believe me, it's not. And then getting your second reindeer, spacing getting the one that hasn't got the baubles, and wrapping him round again. It wasn't this difficult, seriously, when I did it off camera, but there's your two reindeers with their reins on, and then we'll sort that out in a second. So taking your sleigh, and your dimensionals. Pop quite a few on the back. I'm going to put 2 there and 1 there. Pop him on first, so take the backing off and pop your sleigh onto your box, like so. Fiddly bit with our reindeer. And how far do I want them apart? Like that, I think. So you're going to then pop some dimensionals on the back of your reindeer. One on his tummy, one on his tummy. Let's higher that one a little bit. And we'll just get these on to start off with. So remove your backing. Oh dear. Right, let's get these reindeers on the box and then we'll sort the ribbon out. So pop him at the front. Seriously, it wasn't this difficult. And pop him nearer to the sleigh. Okay, that's their tummies in. Now I've got him all tangled. I didn't have this much trouble, honestly, I really did not. So that goes around the front, because that wants to go around his neck. I'm just going to pause it and alter it, and then I'll come back to you. Right, I'm back. Right, so what I did after I untangled it, I'll just show you again. Lay the ones with the thread with a bell on the top. Bring your thread underneath and round his head, along, underneath and around the second reindeer's head. So you've looped, oh dear, looped their heads so it looks like the reins have gone around. Pop that underneath and you can sort the bells out at a later date, and you're just going to pop that under there like so, and just cut a little piece off, if I can find my scissors under this mess, like so. And then taking one of your presents and putting a dimensional on the back. On this one I'm going to put 2, and the reason being because it's going to hold my reins in place. So I've just gone over there, so I'm just going to send that little piece away. So, taking your backing off and getting the reins in place, you need to then pop your present in, but also get the dimensional to hold your reins so they don't come away. Then again, I'm going to use a dimensional on this parcel. And I'm just going to pop him at an angle in there. My teddy bear, I think I'm going to put just a snippet of a dimensional. Taking the backing off, and I'm going to pop him just behind the wreath or the garland, I don't know what you call it, and take another piece of edging from your dimensional and pop that on your stocking. Take the back off, and I'm just going to pop him in. Let's have him, and there you are. There's your lovely jingly reindeer. Now you can of course use a glue dot to pop them in a position you would like. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to take a tiny piece of dimension and I'm just going to pop that under this piece here. If we can just make it small enough, that's it, that's fine. Then taking the backing off of that. It's all a bit fiddly, but it is worth it truly. Pop your reins again in position and pop them down. And there, I made that a little bit loose, but it's fine. We can live with that. We can put a little glue dot in, but that's the front of your box made. Now to make the cards inside, that's these and the tag, I have used a piece of cardstock that is 8x4. So it makes a 4-inch card, so it's 8 inches by 4, scored at 4 inches. That's your card base. Your DSP, which you're going to stick on the top, is a very quick and very simple to make. I've lost my snail. The DSP measures 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And again, this is from Presents and Pinecone. And you're just going to pop that with a tiny little border around the edge. And I have used the, golly gosh, totally forgotten its name. It is the Irresistible Floral Speciality Paper. And I've used the diamond one, and that measures 3 5/8 by 3 5/8, and again you're just going to use whatever adhesive you like. Pop that on top, again leaving a small border around the outside. And I used garden green, and I cut this from a layer that was 3.5 by 2.5, and I used a larger oval, the layering ovals, and I'm just going to pop that, which way do I put this one? Long ways, didn't I? Width ways rather. Pop that in there, and I used the same, can't remember what frame set I used. Oh, that was it. I used Christmas Magic for the sentiment, and I cut that from a piece of Whisper White that measured 3.5 by 3 inches, and again I used a slightly smaller oval for the sentiment. So I'm just going to use a couple of dimensionals in the centre, taking the backing off, and just pop that in there, and that makes another card to go inside. The tag is very, very simple. If she had all the bits that she needed, again I used the sentiment from Christmas Magic. Send in a little bit of Christmas, send in a little Christmas magic your way. The green is 3 3/4 by 2 inches, and again I use the Irresistible Floral Specialty Paper, which you can, if you want, use a brayer and you can colour this, and then the white pops out, the shiny bit stands out a little bit more. And that is 3 3/4 by 1 7/8. Putting them together, so you've got the layer where you want. Unlock your punch first. Right, keeping your layers together, pop them both in. Why is that not? There we go. Pop that right to the very, very end and punch with your scallop topper punch, and that makes the top of your punch, your tag. A little bit of Tombow all the way around. I don't know why my Tombow is playing up, but it is. I've had two like this now and it's really annoying. This one comes out too fast and that one doesn't come out at all. Put that in there like like so. I'm just going to wipe that little piece of Tombow because it's a little bit too much. Then realign it, and it will match perfectly because you punch them out together. So pop that like so. Then again I used some garden green which measured 3 by 2 inches, and I used the scallop layering framelits. Matching DSP which measured 3 and 1/7/8 and a slightly smaller scallop, and then sentiment was cut from a piece of cardstock that measures 3 and 1/7/8, and I used that even smaller scallops set, framelit set. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the actual sentiment one, so it just stands a fraction high, and pop that in the centre there. Bit of fast fuse or whatever adhesive, and onto the green, or whatever colour you're using, and then another piece to adhere it to your tag, which I think I'm going to put mine there. And again, using the 3 colours that we had in our set, the Baker's Twine, I've used, let's see what size that would have been, 14 inches cut in half and then cut in half again. So I've got the garden green, cherry cobbler, and I used a little bit of Baker's, the white Baker's Twine, just because I've used the white on the card. Then feed it through if you can, and pop your finger in the centre and bring your tassels through. I've got big fat fingers, so it doesn't really help a lot, does it? So pop them through, bring them all through together, and pull it tight and rearrange it till you're happy with it. So it all sits nice there. Which one's that is loose? One of them is. That's got it. And then tidy your ends, and there's your tags made as well for your box. So there we are. One in green. I'm just going to put a little glue dot on that one to tighten him down a little bit. And the one in red. I think they're absolutely super. This reindeer was made in the taupe. What's the taupe one called? Tip Top Taupe. And the lighter ones are made in crumb cake. So it's entirely up to you. But I think they're both super, super gifts with the cards inside. That one I've put some stars all over, and that one I've left plain. So it's entirely up to you which is your choice, but I think they're absolutely fantastic. So until next time, take care, bye.